Well, for a little bit more on this story, we're now joined on the line by Agri SA President Dan Kriek. Thanks very much for joining us and sharing your time with us. What is your response to the ANC's expropriation policy?
Good evening, and good evening to the viewers. Yes, as was said by all the people who spoke just before me now, we are not satisfied with the decision that has been taken. I think at this point in time where our economy is flat, where we need investor confidence, we need less populist remarks like this. I think this decision does not come at a good time. And I think this is also contrary towards what the new president of the ANC, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, said before this. You cannot talk about economic growth and expropriation without compensation in the same sentence. The two simply does not gel together.
Do you acknowledge that there may be some land that was grabbed illegally and then you just got title deeds over time, and that this is the land that the ANC is particularly looking at?
I'm not so sure about that, but one thing that I would like to say is during the apartheid years, property rights were not secured for people of color. And the ANC was the liberators of South Africa, and they fought for property rights and human rights, and they brought us to elections in 1994, and we have a constitution now. But it seems that the ANC now has gone full circle, where they seem to justify again to say that you can take property from people once again, and now it is justifiable. That is the worrisome aspect for me. The fact that they have set conditions to it, etc., but the fact that they have taken the decision is extremely worrisome.
How do you think that this land question should be addressed? Because clearly it's not one that's going to go away. There's centuries of history that suggests that land is unevenly distributed and was grabbed. How do you fix it?
Well, I think we can quite easily fix it. We don't need these radical decisions or policies if we have a partnership-based relationship with government and with agriculture. We have the models, we have the funding models, we have the plans, we have the skills and expertise. We need to afford the new farmers property rights. At this time, they are not getting property rights. So it could be the biggest empowerment possibility is to afford property rights, enhance property rights, not take them away. So quite an easy solution, in my opinion. We need to work together as government and agriculture, and we would like to discuss this with the new leadership of the ANC.
What do you tell people that, you know, they've got grandfathers, great-grandfathers that are still living, who say to them, you know, grandson, I used to own a piece of land up the road and it was taken away from me by the apartheid government and now we have nothing. What do you say to them? How do you just say, let's work together? Well, exactly. Just as you say now, their property rights were not secure. That's why we have a restitution process now, and that's why we have a constitution that entrenches property rights. That is why this should never ever happen again. For those people, they should be. We can acquire land. There's lots of land in the market. The marketplace is still working. That is what our land audit at Agri SA showed. We made that public just a few weeks ago. So there's no reason why we cannot acquire land. There's no reason why we cannot afford property rights to people. And there's no reason why new entrants to the agricultural sector cannot be profitable and successful. That is, in fact, our aim. That is what we want in organized agriculture, and that is what we would like to talk about with the new leadership. All right. Just a final question, perhaps, Mr. Kriek. You've known that this has been an issue since 1994, and at some point, some serious action needed to be taken. Do you think that the farming community or landowners might have, you know, come to the party sooner with a solution to control the process, rather than get to this point where the government feels like you really haven't come to the party? Okay, well, I cannot agree with that. If we go to the high-level committee that was chaired by former President Kgalema Motlanthe, they scrutinized all the pieces of legislation, and in terms of land reform, they say that it is not the Constitution, it is rather a lack of capacity within government, it is entrenched corruption and issues like that. So I think, yes, we find ourselves in a position as a country where we need to speed this up. It is possible to speed it up, so let's give it the attention that it needs, and let's make good decisions for the country.
All right, and that's where we'll leave it. Thank you very much indeed for your time. That was the President of Agri SA responding to the ANC's resolution that expropriation of land without compensation is very definitely on the cards in the future.